inspire and empower. We bring the most knowledgeable and dynamic guests from across the globe. Subject matter experts who leave you fascinated by their depth of knowledge. Now, there's never a dull moment with your dynamic host, Reverend Girlbert Samba, a professional journalist, a passionate preacher, an inspirational author, an exquisite orator, and a master of the craft. With thousands of followers and diverse topics, Empowerment Hour is the one-stop shop for answers to all your questions. On Empowerment Hour, we answer in the light questions that are asked in the dark. We bring to you inspirations that brings transformation. We are live every week on Facebook and YouTube. Find us on Facebook at Reverend Girlbert Samba and Empowerment Gospel Outreach. Find us on YouTube at Empowerment Gospel TV. Empowerment Hour, everyone is welcome. We are live every week on Facebook and YouTube. Find us on Facebook at Reverend Girlbert Samba and Empowerment Gospel Outreach. Find us on YouTube at Empowerment Gospel TV, Empowerment Hour. Join us on Empowerment Hour every week live on Facebook and YouTube. A time of interactive interviews on diverse topics that inspire and empower. We bring the most knowledgeable and dynamic guests from across the globe. Subject matter experts who leave you fascinated by their depth of knowledge. Now, there's never a dull moment with your dynamic host, Reverend Girlbert Samba, a professional journalist, a passionate preacher, an inspirational author, an exquisite orator, and a master of the craft. With thousands of followers and diverse topics, Empowerment Hour is the one-stop shop for answers to all your questions. On Empowerment Hour, we answer in the light questions that are asked in the dark. We bring to you inspirations that brings transformation. We are live every week on Facebook and YouTube. Find us on Facebook at Reverend Girlbert Samba and Empowerment Gospel Outreach. Find us on YouTube at Empowerment Gospel TV. Empowerment Hour, everyone is welcome. We are live every week on Facebook and YouTube. Find us on Facebook at Reverend Girlbert Samba and Empowerment Gospel Outreach. Find us on YouTube at Empowerment Gospel TV, Empowerment Hour. rich. Join us on Empowerment Hour every week live on Facebook and YouTube. A time of interactive interviews on diverse topics that inspire and empower. We bring the most knowledgeable and dynamic guests from across the globe. Subject matter experts who leave you fascinated by their depth of knowledge. Now, there's never a dull moment with your dynamic host, Reverend Gilbert Samba, a professional journalist, a passionate preacher, an inspirational author, an exquisite orator, and a master of the craft. With thousands of followers and diverse topics, Empowerment Hour is the one-stop shop for answers to all your questions. On Empowerment Hour, we answer in the light questions that are asked in the dark. We bring to you inspirations that brings transformation. We are live every week on Facebook and YouTube. Find us on Facebook at Reverend Gilbert Samba and Empowerment Gospel Outreach. Find us on YouTube at an Empowerment Gospel TV. Empowerment Hour. Everyone is welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome everyone to another exciting edition of Empowerment Hour with me, Gilbert Samba. We apologize for the late start today. We are going to be having a really good session today, and I am looking forward to every one of us that is joining to really come in, and we're going to have a great conversation. You already know every time we come around, there's always something great that we always learn on this platform. So today is another day, and we are certainly looking forward to a great conversation, a great discussion as we get into our session today with our guests. And we are talking on something very important, which you already know as you see it on the screen right there. So let's all get ready to come on and share our thoughts, share our ideas, share what we think on this, as it's always a conversation, right? We always come in here and we have a conversation. So we are certainly looking forward to having every one of you join as we are going to be having this great conversation today. We have a great guest who is going to be talking to us on this topic today. And of course, every time we come in here, we always want to recognize our new followers, our new viewers, those who are watching for the first time, those who are watching from different parts of the world that we may not know. It's always great for you to say hello to us in the comment section, and we would be more than happy to recognize your presence and recognize and give you a shout out from wherever you're watching. Today is going to be a very important conversation, as I mentioned earlier, looking at believers and engaging in movie acting and all of that kind of filmmaking. We want to have some conversations around there. So we are really looking forward to that conversation as we come on. Our guest is already around, getting ready to come on. Just want you all to be ready and have open hearts. We're going to be learning about movie making, and of course, in the light of Christian movies and all of that, we're going to learn about believers and engagement and involvement in in movie making. So all of that we're going to learn today. Hey, Deaconess Benedict from Maryland, so good to have you joining us, and everyone else who is out there. I see a bunch of us watching already. So our guest is about to come on, and we would definitely be having a great time today and a great conversation. Wherever you happen to be, what is your thought on this question? And I'm hoping you had a great Easter weekend, a great Easter Sunday yesterday, a great time in your various churches and places of fellowship. It was a very special weekend, and I'm hoping that you had a great one as well, Deaconess there in Maryland at Glorious Time Church. Uh, it is my hope that everyone had a really good time in their respective corners where they were. And so, as we come on today, let's really talk on some of these things, right? Because these are some questions that sometimes we have. and we have no answers to these questions. And it is on a platform like this when we come together that we are able to really have one another and ask questions and then have those conversations that we may not have otherwise in other places. And right in the middle of this kind of conversation, you can even get to know how to become, you may have a gift, you may have a talent of being an actor. You can have all of that. So it is something which will be a big blessing, will be a big blessing to everyone. So uh, this is certainly one of those sessions that you want to share with someone. You want to have someone be a part of it because, like I said, these sessions are not just a moment for us to talk. This is a very educative session. And every time it's like that. So today we're looking forward to having that great, great conversation with every one of you as we come on today. We're looking forward to all of these as well as many things that sometimes we touch that we don't even envisage to touch as we start the conversation. But typically, we would want to find out and understand the whole concept of film making and also believers' involvement. Should believers be involved in film making? What is the whole objective of movies, and what about certain movies that have certain scenes and all of those kind of things, right? How should believers face that? And also want to figure out what can a movie do? What can you do with a movie? And then also how to find out if you kind of have a gift, a talent, an art to be an actor, an actress. All of those kind of great conversations is what we're looking at as our guest is joining us right on. We will be having him just talk to us on this thing. Great, 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 great thing is this is a great resource that is into the movie world, into movie making, a producer, cinematographer, all of those kind of things is what we're looking at having today in this conversation and really getting to know someone out there have maybe might have come across a point where they ask, how can I even get a chance to be in a movie? How can I get a chance to be a part of a movie? You could get an opportunity to listen to that today and know how you could be a part of that. So certainly, this is something that will be a blessing to you, and it is my hope that we would all learn this together, understand this together, and be a blessing to you, be a blessing to someone as we come on to this. So keep coming on, keep sharing, and say hello to us. It will be good to hear from you wherever you are. Like I said, it was a great Easter weekend, and I believe that we all had a really, really good time. Weather got a little chilly here, but for the most part, it got warm again, and we are certainly just looking forward to this kind of conversation today because these are the things that we need to talk about, right? Someone is just giving me their contributions on online and sharing their thoughts on that and everything they feel, and I'll probably share some of that. So if you have some of those kind of contributions, what you think on this topic, it's kind of a little bit more of a yes or no. Should we not? Why should we? Why should we not? That's the whole kind of conversation which we are looking at today. So as you come on, remember uh, to give your own contributions as well, because like I said, this is the whole objective for us to look at this in the light of all of this. So it is going to be a really, really, really good conversation and a really great time. Our guest is here today, and let's go ahead and welcome them. Hello, good evening, Mr. Jamia. Good to have you joining.
Hi, good evening. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Awesome, awesome. We are doing very well, and thank you for creating our time to be with us today. So good to have you.
I'm grateful to be here. Thanks.
Awesome. All right. So we are really looking at this topic of conversation today: believers and movie making. And that's the whole goal. We want to really achieve that in as much time as we have this evening. But first of all, let's get to know who is Mr. Jamia, and tell us about who you are, what you do, and also touching on the Jamia Studios around that whole area.
Well, Michael Jemia, that's my name. Everybody knows, and my studio is Jemia Studios. I'm a family man. I reside in the USA. First of all, I was based in Dallas. Now I'm in Norman, Oklahoma. I, uh, how can I say, from the nursing profession to the cinematographer. I think it's a transition that, everybody is like, how did you do that or something like that. So, but I'll come to that later on. Um, Jemia Studios basically started in the USA, but before that, prior to that, I've been doing things while in Cameroon. I can remember my very first film that I did was with and it was like an evangelistic film, short film that we did at that time at the SWA University with Campus Crusade SWA campus. So we did that. Up to today, I'm still looking for that film. I don't know. I've tried to contact most of my friends that we were at that time in SWA or something like that, but nobody has it. Moving from there, I started filming people doing their um, you know, end of year university program, like photos and their videos. Them doing in French, I call it soutenance, something like that. Yeah, so I would do that, and basically that's how it all started. And I also came along to understand that, oh, okay, I can do this. While
Yeah.
while I came here to the USA, I basically thought about it, and after 1 or 2 years or so, I did enroll in a film school where I had to study all of this back again, and
Okay.
yeah, and my
Awesome.
best part of it is to get into the cinematography side of it. Now, school is different. The field is different. Now, when you come to the field, it's an entire different ball game where
Yeah.
you have to meet people, you have to connect with people. School is basically to connect you with people and to learn the basics, but you have to show that interest of working with the tools
With
that,
people.
yeah,
Yeah.
then
That's a really big transition there. I didn't even get that whole background, from you came from a nursing background. So, what got you into cinematography, that big transition? How did you get into that? What attracted you into that to leave a career that you had going on the other side and then went into this?
well, what basically attracted me was the fact that right from the childhood it has been a passion for me,
Okay.
and growing with that, watching at Rambo, Commando, and in your head, is this thing for real? Is it true? So my search of the truth of how this thing is being done and how to do this was a dream come true for me. Like being on
Mhm.
set and see how things are being done. It's like, oh, okay, so it means that childhood is a scam. So they make you believe in a reality that is not existing. Yeah. So yeah, but however, it's me telling stories.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
yeah. That was just the part of it that I really got into, and my main aim to get that was like, okay, I've been to church, people are singing, you have the choir and so forth, but visual wise, it is not there. Now, when I started, at one point, I was watching Mount Zion. I was like, oh, this is something really, really good, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Mount Zion was based a lot on the African context of stories,
Yeah.
witchcraft, deliverance, and all of that. Now, I'm coming with it with the idea of bringing both sides together, where my Christian film is about, like, uplifting souls, get
Yeah.
people to, like, understand that a part of you knowing Christ, there is still a deeper version of you knowing who Jesus is and what He can do in your life. So that's where
Okay.
my go
Yeah.
from. Yeah.
Powerful, powerful. Great insight there. And as we go deeper, we'll get to know a little bit more about that whole concept of that movie. But many of us watch movies on the screens, and all we see is action, tension, suspense, all of those things happening on the screen. And if we were to be asked, what is a movie? What is a film? What is the goal of a film? We may not even tell. We may just say entertainment, right? We just watch it, get goosebumps, cry with some people, laugh with some people, rejoice, or our our main protagonist has done it. Now we're happy. All of those things have happened. But if I should ask you who is a professional, what is a film and what is a goal behind a film, every film?
First of all, the goal behind a film is to make people happy. In
Okay.
quote, you'll make some people happy, you'll make some people angry, you'll make some people cry, just like you said. But it depends on the direction of your film. What is the storyline of your film? Now, your storyline is going to determine what your film is all about.
Okay.
A film starts from the concept. Now, your concept might be fictional, true, or maybe a documentary. Coming into the Christian perspective of it, our Christian perspective of the gospel is the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
The Bible has a lot of stories that you can go and carry from there. You can use just one verse and you come out with an entire movie. Just one verse. I'm sure that will come to that when we'll talk about, you know, further down to the next questions or something like that. Now, if, like I said, a film starts with a concept, from the concept to your storyline, from your storyline to your screenplay, which is also the script. From there, you start to build on how this is going to come about. When I say
Mm-hmm.
build, is to get your people, get your location, get the cast, get the crew that you can put together in order for you to bring this film out.
Yeah.
One of the one of the greatest thing also with the film is a kind of equipment that you want to use. The kind of equipment that you're using will determine, like, the budget or maybe how the film is going to look like. So
Mm-hmm.
in general, I can do a Christian film, I can do a non-Christian film. A Christian film can be fictional, can be true, or maybe it can be documentary. I can come to a church and I say, okay, fine, I want to document this church. I take some time and I document what the church is doing, and I put it as a documentary. If I want to do a film, it's a and I say, okay, I want to do something that is, factual and true. I can pick a topic that is related to what that truth is, and I see how, it can coincide with the Bible, and I make an entire script with it, and I put it
Mm-hmm.
as a film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Got you. All right. So it's really about the concept of the one who the produce. Who is that person who has the concept? Is that the producer, or who is that person? There's different rules we may not know.
Yeah, there are different roles. Uh, I can tell the story, and another person write that story for me.
Okay.
So that's a script writer. I'm the
Right.
concept behind it, but there is a
Got
script
you.
writer.
Got you.
Now,
Okay.
I can be the producer, but I can also look for a producer.
Okay.
Yeah, and the producer, the producer is like a house. It's like a studio that is going to produce that film. I do have
Got
a
you.
studio. I can produce the film. Now we also have what is called an executive producer. So that's the person sponsoring the production of that film.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Those are some interesting rules that we may need a whole session to understand
that's
those
correct.
different rules and how they all come together and work. All right. Let's start getting into the topic of today, which is believers and film, acting, and all of that. Many believers think of movies as something carnal for some. They think of it as something they should not be a part of, maybe due to some movies they've seen and certain scenes and all of that. And then the whole mindset behind, not getting involved in things like that. What is your take on that? What do you think about the fact that some believers shy away from getting into movie acting? What could be some of the things that causes that from your interaction?
I guess that's a very nice question, and I have come to like there is a lot that that the believers are shying away from. If if the Bible was not written, how how would you learn about Christ?
Mm-hmm.
If the film, in quote, let's say Passion of Christ, or maybe like documentary about Jesus, how would you know about Jesus? Now we are talking about films. Films a Film is a very great tool to use to propagate the gospel. Now,
Okay.
now we think that it is only just about singing. Yes, singing is good. They talk about singing even right in the Bible, heavens, and so forth. But we forget to know that Jesus said that go ye into the world and make disciples of all nations. Now, if we want to see that goal, the goal can be in various ways.
Mm-hmm.
The goal can be of you going and talk to people.
Yes.
The goal can be of you having your own behaviors, let people see it. And the goal can be you having your camera and you talk about Jesus. And the goal can be you making a film and let people know about Jesus and his powers.
Yeah.
So I just believe that it's a form of stereotype that we have some believers who don't still believe in the power of filmmaking. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
certainly there are films out there that are not good, but you as a Christian you can make your demarcation. There are
That's right.
film there are films that are not Christian like, but they are very very educative. Let's take for example the Kendrick brothers. You might know about the Kendrick brothers who did
Mhm.
the Fireproof, and all of that. How did they start it? They started with films that were like basically teaching like the society or something like that. They were in their churches, and they're like, okay, how can we propagate the gospel? That's when they started making Christian films. Yeah,
Mhm, mhm,
and we
mhm.
see now that they are one of the pioneer brothers when it comes to Christian film that have stood the test of time when it comes to like Christian films in the world today.
Yeah.
So we don't have to shy away from film and from film acting. Instead, it is a tool for us to learn and to know
Yeah.
how to use it properly in order to propagate the gospel.
Okay. If we want to be very practical with that, and someone may ask you, okay, be practical as much as you can. How does a film propagate the gospel? What would be your response to them? Because to them, it's not like opening the Bible and preaching. So, how would you defend the fact that you can use a movie, a film as a tool?
Using a film as a tool, you don't always speak to one person. You can speak to an entire crowd with that. I'll take for example, I'm a Campus Crusade for Christ, where I know I spent most of my life with when I was in Cameroon. When we were going out, the Jesus film was a tool that brought
Mm-hmm.
many people into Christ. If you go to the university campus, every weekend that's what we were doing. Every weekend.
Yeah.
So so films is a big tool that can bring a lot of people together, and in that lot of people you can touch the soul of one, two, three, four, five. It cannot be thousand, but just a few that will watch, and the Holy Spirit will get to them.
Mm-hmm.
They will come back.
Awesome. All right. All right. So you are into movie making, producing movies, and all of that. Have you interacted with believers, with the church around getting them involved in movie making? And what is your experience? Do you find it easy to get Christians to come act certain roles or to even buy and support the project? Or do you find it challenging? And if you find it challenging, what are some of those challenges you face when it comes to Christian movies, Christian films, making Christian films?
Well, this well, I mean, the similar laugh is just because we. I'm gonna be so plain and truthful, not to hurt the Christian body or the church or something like that. No, but it's just what I have witnessed or maybe gone through. Uh, Many a times I've come up with a Christian script. I've done some few short films that are Christian films,
Mm-hmm.
and basically right now I have three scripts that are faith-based scripts. I have got in touch with some few Christian brothers and the churches to support the program or some. I mean to support the project. There was no response. Some few people will come to the back, talk about it, support the way they can support, but how much can that go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how much can that go? If we want to talk of a film like a film, basically we are talking of about the lowest is about $10,000. Why? Because you have a studio and you have what it takes to shoot that film. But if you want to go out of the budget to get the greatest uh, tool to make that film be what it's supposed to be, we are talking about from let's say 25 to $50,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now, people might ask, okay, if they give it that money, what is going to happen? Faith-based film nowadays are the greatest selling films.
Okay.
Faith-based film nowadays are the films that people want to watch. Why? Because they want to make their kids to learn things that are good.
Okay.
Faith-based films are films that can transform mind, that can transform your mindset and can build you as a person. Now we have faith-based films are being bought by bigger studios now. We have, for example, Angel Studios. They buy films and they sponsor your films. If it's good, they do sponsor it. They shoot it all and they put it out. So there are many of them that can help, but how do you get there if you cannot stand with your own people?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
those are some of the challenges. We need that support. We need churches to, like, understand that a part of singing, a part of going out to talk about the gospel, which is good, there is also a greater tool that can be used to propagate that gospel,
Yeah.
which is film making.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I think I see that you have a theme out there which is titled The Call. Can you talk to us a little bit about what is this movie all about and the concept of it, the idea, the message behind it, and how you got that whole concept? And then also tell us, we can talk a little bit also if it is available already or if it is still in production, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, the call is a film. It's a feature film, first of all, and it's not yet out. We're still working on the second draft of the script.
Okay.
Uh, I have one of the best script writer in Cameroon who has been here, studied about script writing, and I've sent him the story. I've sent him the first draft, so he's now working on 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 the final draft of the script. Now, The Call is a film that talks about a family, and
Okay.
particularly a single mother. Now, Christians might be like, okay, a single mother, but when we look at the Bible and we look at the trend of mighty men of God, most of them made mistakes, but they became to be mighty people of God.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the call is about a boy who was born by a single mom. That single mom had parents who were believers, but along the way, she tripped and got this son. So this son had had a call that he will be he will be somebody of faith, healing, talking about Jesus. But this guy never believed it. But the mother was there to guide him because she knew about the truth.
Yes.
But along the line, at one point at church, this guy prayed for somebody and that person got healed. And the mother got sick, but this guy could not heal the mom. So from there, his faith was like, why do I have to do this? So, so the call is a kind of, it's a kind of, antagonistic story where where your faith is being shaken.
Mm-hmm.
You do this, but now when it comes to your own person, you cannot do this until that
Yeah.
person died. So his faith was like shaking. So I don't want to go into the details, but
Yeah.
what is
That-
there? So
That's so good. That's so good. What brought about that concept of that movie? What inspired you to bring such a movie up?
now, what inspired me was the fact that we have so many Christian homes that we that we tend to like, when you have your kids, it's like, no, you must go to church, you must be a Christian, that you have to follow what like, you just have to be straight.
Mm-hmm.
Now we fail to teach those kids about life concept itself.
Mm-hmm.
So all is about God, but we forget to know that that kid lives inside a society where he or she will meet people, meet friends at school, or
Yeah.
so. Now we need to live in a balanced life where when we meet this, we are able to know how to tackle this. When we meet this, we'll be able to know how to go along
Yes,
with it.
right.
So, as a believer, it is not only just about the spirituality of life, it is also about life and a concept.
Powerful. Powerful. All right. All right. We are fighting with time there, but a few questions I have. Last but one of it, second to the last question there for you is, this movie sounds really intriguing, and from the whole concept, when you touched about single mothers, single parenting, that's a big issue. That's a big thing in our society, and a lot of that, single moms, and then it seems like you talk about a son. That's certainly a boy. That single mothers raising sons is quite a challenge, and it sounds like something very interesting to watch as we look forward to that. Any Before we go to talk about any timelines when you look at that being out and when it will be ready produced, but what kind of help do you need from the Christian community with the regards to this movie? At what stage is it at this time? What are some challenges you're facing? How can the body of Christ come in to help this, and what are the timelines you're looking if everything is okay for this movie to be ready?
The call is set to the stage, or maybe, camera rolling, God willing, September 2026. And we are looking at a timeline of 6 weekends to shoot this film.
Hmm.
So, it means that we will end it mid of October,
Okay.
and when we are done with that, now we get into what we call post production. Right now, we are in what we call pre-production. So after the filming, we are going to post-production. So post production involves you, like, editing the film,
Mm-hmm.
sound design, the color design, and all of that put together in order for us to come with a film. All of
Okay.
this costs money, and I'm looking at a timeline of December to bring this out.
Oh,
Now
very nice.
we are looking at a budget of about 25 to $30,000 for us to make this work. We are talking about renting Airbnb. We are talking about getting like a health facility. We are talking about getting uh, uh, renting homes. We are talking about getting cars to use, and some of the equipment as well. And also the people that are going to be playing in the film, we need to pay them. People need to eat. People need to drink, and so forth, and also transportation.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we are looking at. And talking about how the body of Christ can come in is just to support the project. Whatever the church can bring in will be going into the project itself.
Yeah. And how are the means of support, methods of support? How can people reach out to you? How can people get to you? Where can we find information on how to support this movie, and what different means of support is available out there?
For the meantime, there is a GoFundMe about the film that is on Facebook. There's a GoFundMe, but if you want to reach out to me personally by Zelle or by Cash App with the title The Call, you can always do your Zelle or the Cash App. You can title it The Call so that I know that it is for the project and you put your name. At the end of it, every person that has like supported every church is like an executive producer. All the
Mm,
names are going to feature in the film at the end of it. So if you have a business and you want your business to feature in that film, this is the moment. You can support and send your logo and so forth. We will put it on. If you have an Airbnb and you want us to use it, this is a moment to get in touch with us. If you have a clinic and you want us to use it, this is the moment for you to get in touch with us.
mm.
And yeah, it might not just be financial, but it might be okay. Hey, I have my home, you guys can use it. I have my clinic, you guys can use it. So
Yeah,
all of that can come together and go into the film at the end of the credits.
yeah. Powerful, powerful, powerful. Awesome. Sounds really good there. And sounds like some good stuff is on the way. Just really quickly to wrap up, the church has not, especially within our community, and we've not really embraced this concept of Christian filmmaking for a long time. I've not really seen a lot, especially when I talk about community Cameroon, both diaspora and home. Nigeria has gone a step ahead, but some like you mentioned, their mindset is a little bit stereotyped to the environment, and some of the movies are not very cross-cultural for the Christian movies. So, what have we, the Cameroonian community, been losing by not getting involved into Christian movie making? What are we losing by staying away from this concept for such a long time?
I think the first thing is that we are losing talent. That's the first thing.
Mm,
We are losing talent. We are not building talent. Um, yeah, in churches we find singers. The church will like get them. They'll sing and you know grow around them. But there are various the church is not using. What about the drama club that we used to have in those days back in Cameroon?
mhm,
What is happening here? I know that people are busy, work and so forth, but the same power that you're putting in singing, that's the same power that you can put in your drama to come and present to the church and to the community.
mhm.
So those are some of the things that we are losing. So a lot of people might feel that you know singing is the only way to talk about them with Jesus, but we have other venues that we can do that. Just like I said, we are losing talent. I mean, a talent can be built just like I have a son that I take to football field every now and then and so forth, and he's going to like it, and he's building himself into it. So it's the same thing.
Yeah,
Like, okay, the church needs to have like a drama group or like an arts section just to be able to come up with short script to talk about the gospel. Yeah.
yeah. That is so good. That is so good. That is a really, really good one there. All right. I think our time has run out today. We got in at some point, but it was a busy day. Really appreciate your time. But please feel free to wrap up with any final words and touch on anything I might have missed as we wrap up for today. And really, really thankful to you.
Well, I will say filmmaking is not easy. It's an art, and being in such a milieu, you meet a lot of people. All I can ask is to pray for us. we need we need that support in order to make this work. Whatever thing, whatever little that you bring on board will take this project to another level. And just that I have an entire board members that whatever thing that comes on, they're gonna give an accountability of of everything at the end. So that's why I'm like, if you want to support your name, email, and so forth, so that you will have an account of what your money is doing, or maybe what your building is going to do. And I just want to be grateful to all the Christian communities, to all the pastors and all the believers who have like put their trust in me in one way or the other, and said that, oh, this guy has a talent, let us work with him. I just want to thank you all, and I thank also um, this station, Empowerment Gospel TV, for making me to be here. I'm so grateful for what they're doing, and it's an amazing tool. Just like we are saying, this is your talent that you're using to propagate the gospel.
Amen.
So why can't we use films that can pass in this same channel to speak to someone's soul?
That's right. That's
So
right.
so I think that what you have to develop maybe in times to come, like maybe on a weekend, we we start to put Christian music or film on this channel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Awesome. 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 All right. I like that. And of course, you are readily available and we can do that. We work together, do some of these things, and that's the great ultimate goal. Powerful. Thank you once again so much, Mr. Jamia. And we are truly grateful for your time and everyone else out there who joined us today. Thank you. Thank you. And have a
I'm
great one.
blessed. Yeah, I'm blessed. Thank you too for having me, and have a great evening.
Amen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had a really, really good time there, and I told you this was going to be really good. Thanks to everyone who joined us. Quite a bunch of people. We might have lost them on the way because of how we started at some point, but certainly this is something that will be uploaded in the next few minutes. Stay around, stick around, and watch it when it's fully uploaded, and not just keep it to yourself. Do well to share it along with others as well. And some of the things he has touched this evening are so critical. And I believe that when we share this around, it's going to change the way we think, it's going to change the way we behave, and the gospel will go further if we go ahead and begin to put into practice some of the things he has shared this evening. There are many areas in Christianity where we put a lot of emphasis, but this is one very important area which we have neglected for a long time. And I believe that this conversation today would cause us to turn around into the right and face and move towards the right direction. That's all we had for today. We come again your way next week, Monday, with another session of Empowerment Hour, and we look forward to having a great conversation. The details to support that project is, he mentioned that in the live stream, and of course, you can always reach out to me as well to ask any of those details, and we can put our hands together and push this project and make it come through, because every support is a step forward to push the kingdom forward in the right direction. So we can do this, and God will bless you all as we do that and put our hands together. Once again, thanks to everyone who was able to join today. And next week, Monday, look forward to the next great topic that will be coming your way. Thank you and goodbye.